Alright guys, so today we got a little project I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to clean up some of my wiring because I got a lot of accessories. A lot of it was hooked to the battery. They were just straight on the post. So what we've decided to do is we're gonna clean this up, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna put a fuse box in. This is supposed to be basically marine, kind of a waterproof sort of fuse box. Gonna use that. It's got the bus bar for both the positive, and it's got ground bus bar down there, so you could do it all in one on this thing. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take some plastic. We're gonna cut this. And we're gonna make it. I'm gonna clean it up. It's been just laying around. I had it for something different, but let me get the good, better looking side. Tell you a little secret of what this actually is. This is actually a cutting board, and another secret is this was partially used to make my subwoofer enclosure on the other side of this bike. So this is actually the front, basically, of that subwoofer. Let's run over here real quick. Of that subwoofer enclosure. So right here, this is actually cutting board. That's cutting board. This is fiberglass up here around it, but all the face there is actually cutting board with a cutout. So that's how I put that together. So now you know. But here's what the plan is for this. I'm going to take these two holes down here. We're going to use that as a mount. We're going to cut this plastic to kind of this shape, roughly, something like that, and we're going to let it fit in there. From there, we're going to take the fuse box, and of course we're going to mount it to the plastic after we cut it how we want to cut it. And then what we're going to have is we're going to have a fuse box back in here somewhere, and we're going to hopefully clean up a lot of that wiring, and it's going to be battery. It did concern me for a moment with these red lights, but that is basically just for a blown fuse that those red lights should actually light up. So I think that we'll be okay. We shouldn't have any parasitic drain from this box, because I did just have bus bar. I also have just straight bus bar. I was going to just use bus bar, but after thinking about this, I think this would be a better option. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to mount it, we're going to cut it, and we're going to just secure it right here, and then we're going to put it back together, and hopefully that's going to be it. I think that we should have enough room. So you know what, it's just going to be a big mess. There's going to be a lot of cutting and stuff. Hopefully I'll just show you the finished product when it's all said and done. Alright guys, see you in a couple. Alright guys, so this is about how far we are. Looks like I'm going to have to put two videos together. I don't like that. But it got the mounting holes here and here. So we've actually got our support. Not sure what I'm going to do. This was a scrap piece. I actually planned to use this plastic for something different, but it's going to fit. I need to verify that, but it should. Then we're just going to put our fuse block somewhere, probably like this. We'll probably turn it that way. Try to make it where it's going to be easy to get to the fuses just from the top, so I won't have to pull that bottom piece out. So we'll try to keep it as high as possible. But that's where we're at so far. Alright, so far so good. He is mounted up here in the actual correct placement. So we all good. Everything's gonna fit so far, at least on the bottom half. Pretty confident on that top half as well. So what we'll do at this point, we'll try to figure this out, what we want to do. Like I said, we want to keep it kind of high, so that way we'll be able to get to these fuses if we had to. So we're probably going to go almost all the way at the top there. So so far so good. So far so good. Alright, let's keep working at this. Alright, so guys, we are we're mounted up here. It is on the mounting surface, so we're just gonna put it on the bike, and then we're gonna start to wire. So hopefully not too much longer. This should be operable. Alright, so guys, everything's we're bolted out. This is actually for some of you, I'm guessing Kawasaki later on, maybe they put the ABS module in this location. I'm not sure what they did, but anyway, this is actually a metric 6 bolt. So that's what I decided to use just to mount that fuse box up there. So it's secure now. It's in. I just went ahead and put this hole there as well. I thought I might run some wires if I ever needed to through there, because there's actually a hole that goes through there. But let's talk about this wiring that I did, and I'll take 100% responsibility for this. There's a reason you do not want to buy a bike that's already been modded, got a lot of accessories and stuff. I hate to say from somebody like me, but to a certain degree from somebody like me, because when I wired stuff up, I know what everything does, and I know kind of when I start looking at it what, you know, I intended. But for somebody that didn't do this, man, it'd be a nightmare. So just something to think about, you know, when you want that bike that's got everything on it already. This is actually the horn power for the horn relay for my air horns is what this is. But I guess I branched into that somewhere and just hooked my LED system in. So I was feeding power from here off of the battery to the horn. But once it got right in, see, we're still going. Once we got here, it was branching off. We're going to clean all that up. And we're going to make it a lot better. So just an update. So that's where we are. Alright, check you on the next one here in a minute. Guys, very sorry. I've kind of been leaving y'all out of the loop lately. So here's where we are. We've kind of got a lot of it, you know, wired up. That hole that I made, I'm actually utilizing it. This is my LED stabilizer, LED flash stabilizer, so I don't get the what do you call it, hyper flash. Couldn't think of the word, hyper flash. So now what we're going to do, this is my LED box itself, and you see here I put 2 holes in this thing. I put a zip tie. I'm going to actually mount this on the other side of here, and got Gorilla Tape on it, but I'm also going to use this zip tie to also hold it in place. I think I'm coming up on the end. Got to tighten some things down and put the covers on, but should be coming to the end here shortly. All right, guys. All right, so guys, here we go. This is like the 4th. I got to put all these things together. I hope they go in order together. That's it. It's all together. Got the cover on there. Actually about 2 or 3 things basically hooked up in this fuse box. Some of them I just went, 1 or 2 were important to be directly to the battery, so we're straight on the post. Of course, this is the ground bus bar, and then of course you got your bus bar for your fuses over here. It's a lot cleaner than what it was. Still got to hook the battery up, and hopefully everything's hooked. because you know I've got that digital guard dog keyless ignition, and I've got the alarm. So we're about to find out though. Alright, so guys, everything's back together. So now I've only got 2 things going to my ground there on the battery, and I've got 3 things going to my battery positive, which is my amp, the fuse box, and of course just the motorcycle itself now. So let's talk about this, because there was one thing that concerned me, and that was the red LED lights. So as you can see, I've only got 2 accessories hooked up on this bus bar for the fuse box. So here's how it works. Let's look down here at the bottom. So each one of these LEDs will represent a fuse that's blown out. So I don't have anything hooked on these the bus bar for these fuses. So if we pull this fuse, nothing happens, because I guess it can tell if there's actually any transmission of electricity through it. So that one, no LED, don't have to worry about battery drain. I could actually pull all these fuses out and not worry about battery drain. Let's talk about this one. I'm not going to unhook this one because it's going to turn my LEDs on. But this one is actually my horn relay. So let's unhook this one. It does have something on the bus bar up there. Alright, this would signify a blown fuse. So it does light up. So it is lit up right there. So as long as you have things connected to the bus bar and you've got a blown fuse, it's going to eliminate. But if you don't, then it's not. So it's back off. So that was one of the things that concerned me. And it looks like that's going to be fine. Shouldn't have any battery drain. I guess that's about it. But it looks a whole lot cleaner than it did. So I did crank it. There was something making a noise which did concern me. So let's hit it one more time. Let's just make sure everything's kind of okay. Everything's tight. This is my seat, so that's supposed to be unhooked. Alright, so let's make a run here, guys. See what's up. Hopefully nobody blows up. Radio's in standby. Horn works. Why am I hearing so much tapping? Fix that. Hazards are working. Horn works. Be sure all my lights are working. Looking good on the lights. Alright, I think everything is good. I believe everything appears to be okay. Rear lights. Everything's good. I got messed on. I need a shop. Should just invest in a shop. Nothing feels hot. Nothing going crazy. Everything's tight. Well, we're going to call this one a success, ladies and gentlemen. Success. Alright, I guess that's it. Hey, www.MEtricoil.com. And this particular fuse box, if you want to do something like that, I think that's about 15 bucks. 15, 20. Hopefully it's a good quality fuse box. I haven't had any trouble with it yet. It all appears to be working well. Hopefully it's not going to kill my battery. I don't see a reason why it would. That's it. MEtricoil.com, guys. See you next time.